Why does your brain keep arguing about a meeting that's already over? You close the laptop, the call ends, and 10 minutes later your shoulders are tight and you're still replaying that one thing you thought you should have said. Your body's treating that mental replay like a direct command because your nervous system never got the signal that the threat is gone. I'm Will Deek and I teach hardware-level focus drills. The fix isn't willpower. It's a 15-second reset called the Thought Loop Protocol. Let's put a face on this. Steve closes his laptop after a tough client call. He walks to the kitchen, opens the fridge, and 10 minutes later, he realizes he's been standing there arguing that conversation over and over in his head. His shoulders are tight and his breathing is shallow. This isn't reflection. His meat suit is still running a stress program because his brain never got the all clear. He finally snaps out of it and he realizes he's lost 10 minutes to autopilot and the next task is still waiting for him to start. He didn't choose to start the replay because his hardware kicked in automatically. The default mode network is basically your brain's background chatter. And when it stays coupled with that fear center, it pumps out thoughts that feel like direct commands. You close the laptop, but the loop keeps running. But here's what's really happening inside that loop. Thoughts are events, not instructions. Under stress, your brain spits out a thought like that meeting went badly, and your body reacts like it's happening right now. When arousal is high, negative thoughts feel urgent because your nervous system is scanning for threat. So you end up treating a thought like an alarm you have to obey. Most people try to win by arguing with that alarm, but that's just more thinking. The way out is physical. You interrupt the loop with a physical response. That's what the Thought Loop Protocol does. Breath first, anchor second, rehearse third. Step one is the breath. Use your lungs as a remote control for your brain. Inhale through your nose, one big breath, one tiny sip at the top, then let all your air out through your mouth in one long, heavy sigh. This isn't about inner peace. It's a physical nudge to your vagus nerve to let your system know it isn't under attack. The long exhale triggers the vagus nerve to send a calm signal throughout your whole body. You can do this with your eyes open, sitting at your desk. Your heart rate drops, your shoulders unlock, and the alarm volume turns down. Step two is the anchor. Pick one physical sensation and lock into it for 3 seconds. Feel your feet pressing into the floor and notice the weight of your body in the chair. Then track the cool air moving through your nose. The anchor pulls your attention out of the thought loop and into your body right now. You can't run a spiral and monitor your left foot at the same time. The default mode network loses resources when you force it to track a physical target. The sensation doesn't matter because you're giving your brain a physical job outside of that thought loop. The loop starves because the hardware is busy tracking something that's real. Step three is the rehearse. Say one sentence that names the very next physical action. It can't be a vague goal or a plan. It has to be the exact next move. The exact next move looks like this. I open the document, or I stand up and walk to the kitchen, or I type the first sentence. This is a pattern interrupt that forces your brain from feeling-based autopilot into active monitoring. The body follows the rehearsal before the mind can object. The sentence has to be physical and immediate. Rehearse opens the file and read the first paragraph, not a vague goal like finish the report. Your body moves before the next worry arrives. Now run the full protocol as a single rep, moving from breath to anchor to rehearse in one continuous sequence. First comes the breath, then the anchor, then the rehearse, with each step acting as a physical nudge to your nervous system. The whole sequence takes under 15 seconds once you know it, which means you can run it between meetings or before you open your inbox first thing in the morning. You don't need apps or journaling because this drill is designed to work in the middle of a normal workday. This is a drill. Once you finish the rep, rate how back online you feel from 1 to 5. This rating is a deliberate pattern interrupt. It snaps your brain out of the feeling-based autopilot and puts you back in the driver's seat. That number, it doesn't matter. The act of rating matters because it requires your prefrontal cortex to come back online and check the system. Here's how the thought loop protocol plays out in real moments. Steve opens his inbox and his brain says there's too much. It's the same loop and the same hardware. He runs the rep with one physiological sigh and exactly 3 seconds feeling his fingers on the mouse before that spiral tightens. Then he rehearses the exact next action. I click the first email and read the subject line. The thought is an event and the rehearsed action is the instruction. He moves before the spiral can tighten and the loop loosens. You're in bed at 11 p.m. staring at the ceiling and your brain decides this is the perfect time to review every risk in that project you've been dreading. You grab your phone just to escape, but you're just scrolling past the same 3 apps in a loop, and the project is still sitting on your chest like a weight. So you run the rep right there, 1 breath, then anchor on the weight of your mattress underneath your back, then rehearse the next move. I put the phone down and I close my eyes. The doom loop can keep talking, but it doesn't get to steer. You stare at a proposal you've been dreading. The breath resets arousal. The anchor pulls you into the now, and you rehearse the first 10 seconds of the task. I open the file and I read the first paragraph. Your system follows the 5-second rehearsal before your mind can generate another objection. The spiral loses because you moved first. You don't have to feel ready to move first. In every case, the thought loop tries to steal your next move. The protocol reclaims it. The breath changes arousal first because the vagus nerve doesn't speak English. It speaks pressure and heart rhythm. A long, slow exhale is the physiological signal that your body isn't under attack. Your heart rate variability shifts and your system moves out of threat mode. The anchor interrupts the default mode network loop by pulling your attention resources into a physical sensation. Your brain can't maintain a thought spiral while it tracks the pressure of your feet on the floor. The loop loses fuel because your hardware is locked onto something that's real. The rehearsal works because your brain learns through repetition, pattern interruption, and preloading. When you rehearse the exact next move, you lower the activation energy required to start. Your body follows the 5-second rehearsal before the brain can pump out another avoidance thought. That's why the drill works even when you don't feel like doing it. This isn't about eliminating negative thoughts. It's about changing your relationship to them so they don't drive your behavior on autopilot. The thought loop protocol gives you a named, repeatable drill you can run in 15 seconds. But sometimes you need a deeper reboot. When that happens, I run the Arrive 90-second reset. That's the next tool in the toolbox, and you can find a link to it in the description below. You don't have to believe every thought your brain generates under stress, and you already have a drill that stops it. Try the thought loop protocol the next time you catch yourself in a replay. And let me know which scenario hits hardest in the comments so I can see what you're working with. Until the next time, this is Will Deek wishing you only success. And remember, you can train your brain to feel your life again.